What's up, guys? Welcome to another Horsepower Cartel episode. Today we got a really nice car from AMG, and a lot of people will say it's not really an AMG, but it is an AMG. And there she is, folks, the C43 AMG. It's got a pretty cool key. Right now we're up bright and early for this beautiful car. Some people might not consider this an AMG, but me personally, besides the engine, this is such an AMG. We're in a C43 Coupe. It's recently been introduced in India by Mercedes India. It's almost like Mercedes is like listening to their audience, listening to their customers and enthusiasts and taking their feedback. You know, like making a difference in the community, like in the car scene. Honestly, if you told me a couple years ago this car was releasing here, I would have not believed it. Especially the Coupe, since they have the sedan out already. The sedan itself was a big deal because it's an AMG in a pretty reachable price range, you know, like it's 75 lakhs ex showroom, including this is 75 lakhs ex showroom. Before I shot this right now, I got a chance to drive the car, and honestly, it's really fun. Other than the body roll, which I think is quite bearable, even though it's a coupe, it's a pretty big coupe, you know, it's not like your M2 or like Audi TT or something. This car is compared to like BMW M2 in India because this is what you can get in that price range. Now, I have sat in the M2, and I must tell you, the C43 has a way cooler cabin. You can see like the steering wheel has this amazing wrap job around it with the leather, with the red stitching. It's got this red center line on the top of the steering wheel, so when you're on the track, you know when the wheel is straight. The paddle shifters are really rich and nice to touch, and it's got these aluminum paddle shifters like what you would get in a real AMG. The steering wheel itself is like something you get from a real AMG. And then you got these bits on the side, you know, where you got your speakers and seat controls. Even this bit is really rich and nice to touch and feel, and high quality stuff, you know. They didn't cut corners. Dashboard's wrapped in black leather with red stitching. It's pretty dope, man. Pretty good stuff. Now, performance-wise, this car is pretty quick. It's just enough for the city, for your daily drive. If you go out of the city and you hit the highways, it's really practical as well. I mean, not this one. This one's a coupe. It's not that roomy in the back. I can probably not fit back there, but I'm pretty sure Ruel can. You're gonna get Ruel to sit in the back. Alright, so Ruel, how do you feel back there? Headroom?
Comfortable right now. Headroom not so much. I'm almost.
Headroom not so much. Yeah, because of the coupe design. That's the setting of how I would be sitting in the passenger seat. So your knees aren't touching, right?
No, maybe not for too long. Because I'll be
not for long drives, but short journeys around the city, you should be fine, right?
Yeah.
Alright, let's get you out of there. So yeah, this car comes with a V6 twin turbo, 3 liter. Originally, the C43 came with 362 horsepower. This one has 385, so they increased it by 23 horsepower. Also, it's got about 520 Nm of torque. You can really feel it. I mean, it really throws you back in your seat. And the all-wheel drive made it to the 9-speed gearbox. Is smooth and quick when it comes to shifting. The all-wheel drive, the 4MATIC, which it comes with, is 69% rear bias, so get that push. It's not like a pull, what you get with the CLA, or I guess you can say with the GLA. This definitely feels like you're being pushed from the back. It feels like a rear-wheel drive, but then it grips, so it's all-wheel drive as well. Yeah, man, other than that, this car is really good. It's easy to drive around the city. No blind spots. The windows are really big, and like I said, man, compared to the M2, I might consider this as an option because, like I said, the build quality, the value for money is so good. They're about the same price, and honestly, if you're looking for something that is just, that looks nice, performs decently, you're not going to go to the track with it, you know, but you want to pull up to the club Friday night, Saturday night, you can pull up in one of these and crowd will definitely, you know, look at this. Right now I'm driving in comfort mode. It's so easy to maneuver this. This car has a bunch of cool features. It has all your settings for your sports plus, your comfort mode, your efficiency, your individual customized mode, all over here on a switch. It only has a rear view camera. It doesn't have a 360 camera like the higher models of Mercedes and the AMG do. It also doesn't have the digital dash. It just has one digital screen with your analog speedometer and RPM gauge. Also, it's got these LED strips for the fuel and the temperature. It's got this big 12.2 inch screen. Your normal Bluetooth streaming. This car, I think, is equipped 19 inch wheels, but I know it is optional. But these wheels look sick, man. They're so dope. Standard is the 18 inch. It's a sick looking car, man. Like, it's definitely an eye catcher. Like, I'm out driving right now, and you know, like, people next to me are just like looking at the car. Even though it's a black car, and if you get a car like this in red or blue or even a white one, it's definitely going to be more of an eye candy than this one, because this one's black. So as you can see, the car's got a pretty cool navigation system. It looks almost 3D. Now it's got the, you know, it's got the navigation, your radio, media.
Yeah, Reggie.
Of course, you got your car settings as well. You can go in dynamic select, do your individual configuration, get your engine data, which is pretty cool, you know, like. So it shows you, you know, your transmission temp, your oil temp, your horsepower, your torque and newton meters, your horsepower and kilowatts. That's pretty cool how it digitally tells you what's your oil temperature as well, and your transmission oil temp as well. That's pretty cool. You got your vehicle data. I'm pressing the brake all the way. That's pretty cool, man. So it's got this really cool rear view camera. Of course, it's got the parking sensors and the self-park as well. So right now we're with the AMG C43. As you can see, it's got some quad tips. It's got a little diffuser. By the way, shout out to Auto Hanger for letting us borrow the car. This comes with upgraded optional 19-inch wheels. Of course, you got the bi-turbo 4MATIC badge right there. It doesn't really look that aggressive. Of course, it's got the wider fenders as well. The bumper design is really simple. You know, it doesn't have these aggressive vents like normal AMG cars do, but it's pretty nice looking, you know. Big AMG badge right there in the grill. Pretty cool looking car. Now, one thing I noticed when you rev the engine, you can actually hear the turbo. It sounds so cool. So let's go ahead and show you the motor first. There it is. The V6 3-liter twin turbo, pumping out 385 horsepower. Shout out to Auto Hanger for providing us the car. This is actually their own test drive car, so you can just walk into their showroom and go drive this. You don't need to wait for Mercedes India to send them. Hopefully, they'll be helping us out getting more AMG cars in the future. And shout out to my buddy Hezwin. If you guys need a Mercedes, make sure you go to Auto Hanger and hit up my boy Hezwin. Pranish as well. He's in sales. Hezwin, manager there as well. Make sure you hit these guys up if you need a Mercedes. You're in Mumbai. Let me know what you guys thought about that episode. Of course, like, subscribe, share. Let me know what other cars you want to see me do. I'm going to try to get the M2 so I can compare it side by side to this. I've already driven this. I think this car is amazing. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. Peace.